Hello, hello, lovely, and welcome to another episode of Loving Life with Court. Today we are talking about a life that is loved is free from money worries. The holidays are approaching, the stress is quickly around the corner, and today what I want to do is dive into a topic that touches on so many aspects of how we live and love our lives, and this is our relationship with money. So whether we realize it or not, the way we think about money deeply impacts our ability to enjoy life fully. And for me lately, I have been spending, I would say, the past 6 months really challenging my beliefs around money, what I believe I am deserving of, understanding why I live this life of fear and scarcity when it comes to money, and really just challenging it. And like I said, I've been on this journey to really shift my own mindset about money, and two major lessons that have really stood out to me that are very commonly discussed, but what I want to dive into today is first, money only holds the power you give it. And second, how you think about money is how it responds to you. So these lessons have really been a game changer in my path to releasing any financial blockages that I have. And what I'd really like you to leave with is when you release fear and scarcity around money, you create this space for joy and freedom and abundance, which are the key ingredients to really loving your life. And how I want to dive in today's episode is first share a little story with you. So think about a brand new bottle of shampoo. When you first get it, you use it freely without a second thought, and you enjoy the fresh scent, the lather, the feeling of indulgence, and there's no worries about it running out. After all, the bottle is full and you're trusting that it will last. Now, fast forward to when the bottle is nearing empty, suddenly you start using less and you're trying to stretch it out, and you might even tilt the bottle upside down or add water to make it last just a little longer. And why is this? Because you're worried about running out. So the shift in behavior is rooted in scarcity thinking, and the same mindset that often governs how we relate to money. When we believe that there's not enough or fear losing what we have, we act out of lack, which creates stress and limits our ability to really attract abundance or attract a new bottle of shampoo. So what if we approached money like we do when the shampoo is full? So what if we trusted that there is always enough, that we can always get more, and that the flow is constant? By changing our perspective, we stop clinging to scarcity and instead embrace a mindset of abundance. And how can we change our perspective? Well, there's things like gratitude for the present and trusting in the flow and releasing the fear of running out. But let's go into this a little bit deeper. So when you first get a brand new bottle, you use it freely, you're enjoying the experience without any worry. But when it starts to run out, you notice how your behavior changes. You use less, you get cautious, and maybe even stress about finishing it too soon. Now think about how this behavior, this pattern, relates to your financial state at the moment or even in the past. This mirrors how we often think about money. And when we feel like there's plenty, we act with confidence and ease. But when we feel like we're running out, fear creeps in and we start operating from a place of lack. Here's the thing. What if we could approach money with the same trust? And I've already said this, but what if we could approach money with the same trust and ease we have when the shampoo bottle is full? And what if we trusted that there's always more where that came from? Because with a bottle of shampoo, all you have to do is go to the nearest grocery store or Shoppers and you can find a new bottle of shampoo. And what if we can have this perspective when it comes to money? So how I want to go more into this is relating what we're talking about to... So how can we do this? How can we move forward and really embody this new mindset when it comes to how you react to lack of things and scarcity? Well, first thing is adopting a happy money mindset. And this comes from the author Ken Honda, who talks about seeing money as happy energy. So when you give and you receive money with gratitude, you create this positive flow. And this is what essentially what Ken Honda talks about the most is just creating this positive flow of when money comes to you and when you give out money. There's always a component of gratitude in that. And what he suggests is saying thank you every time you spend or receive money to cultivate gratitude. So that's the first part of moving forward, is having this idea of happy money. And we'll come back to that. But something else that I want to challenge is your ability to separate your personal and self-worth with your financial worth. And this is where I had a lot of difficulties. And I'll give you a background. I left a very high-paying job to pursue my dreams with no real plan. I would not suggest this to anybody. But when I did this, everybody wanted to talk to me about how much money I was making if I started making money. How much money was I making at my last job? How am I staying afloat with such a significant decrease in money coming in compared to money coming out? And I did not want to talk about it. I felt like my personal worth and my self-worth was so attached to my net worth and my wealth and my financial worth that it wasn't a conversation I wanted to talk about. So something I challenge you to do, and something that I am challenging myself to do more, is just talking about it, letting go of personal and self-worth over your financial worth. Because when we can separate the two, our mindset on how we look at money shifts so much, because we're no longer thinking that who we are and how we show up in the world is based on how many numbers are showing up in our bank account. So, taking this idea of happy money, allowing yourself to talk about money more, and creating these opportunities of conversation where you can openly talk about your finances without guilt and shame. And then moving forward to this idea of sacrifice. We grew up in a culture, I know many of us grew up in this culture of, you go to school, you get really good grades. Then once you leave school, you go to post-secondary school, you go to college or university, and you get really good grades, even though your grades have nothing to do with anything once you leave. And you graduate, and then you get this job, and you stay at the same company, and you get a good pension, and you put in all this time, and you sacrifice all this time so that eventually you can retire and not have to worry that much about money for the last 15 to 20 years of your life. This idea fucking sucks. It's the worst idea I've ever heard. Whoever created it, I want to have a conversation with them, because it is just not it. It's not a good idea. So what's a better idea? And this is my idea, okay? First, acknowledging, what are you willing to sacrifice? There are two types of life, and this comes from Ken Honda. You do what you love and you enjoy it, or you do not enjoy your life. And this shifts your focus from money to the most important thing in your life. So thinking about when I say to you, do what you love and enjoy it, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? It may be thinking about wanting to spend more time with your family. It may be certain passions that you want to do more. It may be having more freedom so you can travel. So shifting your focus from money to the most important thing in your life. But this idea that you work and you do what you don't love so you can retire early, the thing is that it usually doesn't happen for a large majority of people that put in this time and stay with the same company or get a good pension. There's still worry and there's still lack at the end of this journey, and it's not guaranteed. So what if instead, and this goes back to what are you willing to trade or sacrifice for the abundance of wealth? Unsure if you will even get the money. What if instead you were able to live every day not ever wanting to retire because you just love what you do without sacrificing. So asking, what are you willing to sacrifice? And most people, it's their time and their life. But what if sacrificing just wasn't an option? And you had the opportunity to just trade your talents and your passions and no longer your time in your life. Now, how can we do this? So following along, we have this first idea of a happy money mindset where we are constantly practicing gratitude and putting this happy energy towards our money. Normalizing talking about money, so separating our personal worth and our self-worth with financial worth. Evaluating what are you willing to sacrifice, and if it's nothing, which it should be, figuring out what is important to you in life and how can you trade this as a passion. So how can you find passions that align with what's important to you and begin to trade this? Now, how can you do this? First thing is reframe money as a tool for freedom. And I'll be quite honest with you. When I left my job with no real plan and only a little bit of savings, I am using money as a tool for freedom instead of what many people are doing who are in debt, just getting by, trying to pay bill to bill, month to month, and are still not doing what they love. That's the difference. Reframing money as a tool for freedom. So how can I use the resources I have, which are currently for me a credit line, to start taking small steps towards what I love? And with my journey, again, don't recommend it just for anybody, I have been able to make big steps because I have this ever-flowing gratitude for money that comes to me and the money that I give out. And I've made the risk. I've been able to let go of my personal and self-worth over financial worth. I have acknowledged that I am no longer willing to sacrifice anything for money. And instead, I am ready to become the most passionate person about what I do and trade that and share it with others. And this is why. When your money is allocated to doing what you love, instead of obsessing over financial worries, you start pouring your energy into your passion, your purpose, and the joy that comes with it. And money stops being the main concern because you're no longer seeing it as the end goal, and it becomes a tool that flows to you as you align with what lights you up. So getting really rich and then being able to just do whatever you want is no longer the goal, but having money to be able to do what you love every single day. And where this money is just constantly flowing because you are doing what you love and money comes to you, you receive and you let go of money with gratitude. It just lights you up. And that's today's episode. We've gone kind of all over the place. We jumped a little here and we jumped a little there. But this is what I've learned, and it is just the start to my personal financial journey. But I really encourage you to evaluate your limiting beliefs around money. Get comfortable with talking about money, even in very awkward situations, which could be with family who think you are crazy and ruining your life. Evaluate what you're willing to sacrifice. Reframe your money as a tool for freedom. And know that when your money is allocated to doing what you love, instead of obsessing over financial worries, you start pouring your energy into passion and your purpose and the joy that comes with it. And that's really an amazing opportunity to just love your life and love all the things that are coming into fruition for you. So I love you so much. A friendly reminder to not only be kind to others, but also to your beautiful, amazing self. Don't forget to press follow so you never miss an episode, and I will see you on the next episode.